5 dumb questions you shouldn't be asking in your life and career. I still remember back in university, a lecturer of mine said there's no stupid question. Feel free to ask her anything. I think her intention was to encourage us to ask questions wherever they are stuck. So I do appreciate her kindness, but I have to disagree with her that there are indeed stupid questions. Hello everyone, my name is Keith. So I create content about career empowerment for young professionals. If you find my video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. I am a firm believer that asking question is an input, process, output, procedure. What answer you get is really depending on the quality of the question. So if you ask dumb questions, then you can't really expect to get really high quality answers, right? Garbage in, garbage out. I'm pretty sure you must have heard of it. In your life and career, there are 5 types of questions that you shouldn't be asking because that will either harm your reputation at work or you're just not going to get anything nice from it because these questions are so dumb. You might find these are like common sense, but believe me or not, people just keep on asking these kind of questions over and over again, and I really don't know why. So always remember to think twice when you ask. The first type of questions are the questions that you can easily find the answers on Google. Nowadays, information are so much more accessible. When you are stuck on something, basically if you look it on Google, you probably don't get the answer straight away, but you should at least have a clue. I still remember back when we didn't have internet. Say if I want to order pizza from my favorite store, so what I need to do is grab a yellow page, look for the name of the restaurant to get the phone number of it. But nowadays it's a lot easier. You can just look up on Google, or maybe if they even have an app developed, then you can pretty much just order from there. So it's so much easier to do a lot of things on the internet. It just kind of frustrates me that a lot of people, they just put in the minimal effort before they ask help. It's really your courtesy to do your own research first before you seek help from somebody, because if you ask help from somebody, you're pretty much interrupting their work. It could be annoying if what you're asking is very simple or something that can be found online. I still remember one of my ex-colleagues, she was kind of, I don't know, not like she's arrogant, but if I ask something that can be found easily on Google, she'll use a phrase, "Let me Google it for you." It's kind of humiliating, right? And it just kind of feels like, you haven't done your work and you're so bad, I'll just do it for you. That kind of feeling. So always remember, try to do your own research first before you ask anyone question. This is so important. You see, if you keep on doing that, you lose your reputation at work very easily. The second type of dumb questions, some questions you have been asking over and over. Now let's imagine you don't know how to make coffee, but somehow you get hired as a barista. Now as a barista, if you don't know how to make coffee, then you are pretty much in trouble, right? And say, for example, you don't know how to froth the milk, then what should you do? Well, first thing first, you ask your colleagues or your senior to demonstrate how to froth the milk, and usually that person will be really nice enough to show you how to froth the milk. So switch it on and then you froth the milk. And voila, you know how to froth the milk. So well done.
The next day.
The very next day, it's your turn to make your coffee for your customer. And all of a sudden, you can't remember how to froth the milk. So you just have to ask your colleagues again, "Hey, I forgot how to froth the milk. Can you show me again?" The colleagues will be, okay, yeah, sure. She'll still show you how to do it, but of course, she probably won't be as happy as before.
The next day.
On the day after, you are going to froth the milk again, and for some reason you just can't remember. Oh no, that's not the right way. Hey, excuse me, Sally, can you show me how to froth the milk? Now can you imagine how your colleague feel about this? Oh come on, do you ever listen? I've shown you so many times already. Why can't you just even learn? So you see, this is a problem here. If you have been asking the same questions again and again, then of course others will think you are not listening, you are not paying attention. So I understand there are some jobs that's not as simple as frothing the milk, and the steps are probably quite complicated. But that doesn't mean you can ask the questions over and over. What you really should do is you should grab pencil and notebook and write down the steps as they teach you. Even you're still stuck, at least you should show that you have done your own part. You have shown that you actually tried it, but it didn't quite work. Maybe there's something I kind of missed out. So at least you show that you have put in the effort rather than just keep on asking the questions over and again. And I think this is really important. The third dumb questions that you shouldn't be asking is asking your colleagues how much they get paid. It's a taboo asking for other people's salary. Everyone knows that, but we just do it quite often. Like, you know, when we get familiar with our colleagues, we'll be like, hey, how much did you get paid? How's your review? You know, sometimes people just tend to get noisy. It can't be helped and it's understandable. I've been there, but you really shouldn't be doing this. Let's take it deep and find out why we ask that kind of questions in the first place. Chances are we just want to know, are we getting paid fairly? Or saying we might have a bit of a competitive mindset. Sometimes it can be avoided. You might be forced to disclose your salary because of peer pressure. Say you are in a pub that you guys are drinking, and all of a sudden, hey, how much you get paid, dude? Especially when you had a few drinks, you probably be a bit tipsy. Oh yeah, I just got paid, blah blah blah. And then there you go, you just disclose your secret to others. Okay, so let's get back to the point. Why are we not supposed to do that? Because there's nothing you can get from it, and there's quite a lot of drawbacks in there. If you really want to know everyone's salary, you can pretty much just look it up on Glassdoor. You know the range, so you have a basic idea how much they will get paid. So if you want to know if you are getting paid fairly, there's one way for you to go. You don't have to ask the others. And the other thing is, how well do you know your colleagues? What if your colleagues betrayed you? Blah blah blah, get paid X amount. That's so much. You know, what can you do? And sometimes, say if your boss or the HR find out that you are spreading news, then you could be in trouble, and it could also affect your future payment too. So they say it's not professional. In some ways, I do agree with that. Unless you really trust that person, I really don't recommend you doing that. And because there's nothing great coming out from it. Try not to tell too much about yourself. So now I'm going to talk about the fourth question. The earlier three questions are going to harm your job reputations, and the other two questions will harm your mindset. You just can't get anything great from those kind of questions. So the fourth dumb questions is, why me? Now you see, whenever a bad thing happens, sometimes we just tend to think, oh, why me? Why did it happen to me? Why am I so unfortunate? And what do you get from it? You see how problematic that is? It won't change the situation. That's why I said asking questions is an input, process, output procedure. So if you ask dumb questions like that, why me? Why did that happen to me? You can't expect to get a good answer from it, right? Ask better questions. How you can provide value, how you can change the situation, how you can fix the problem. That's infinitely a lot better than blaming yourself and others. Now the fifth question, and that is, I am XXX years old. Am I too old to do XYZ? If you look at on Quora, you see that kind of questions asked so many times. I just don't know why they're asking it. I'm 30 years old. Am I too old to learn piano? I'm 48 years old. Am I too old to start a business? I'm 59 years old. Am I too old to write a book? So tell me, what do you expect to get from this kind of question? What if I say yes? You'll probably be saying stuff like, oh, well, Keith said I shouldn't be doing that because it's too late already. And you see, my fingers are stiff, so I can't play piano as good as someone who learned when they were 7, so forget about it. I think these kind of questions are so dumb because you are begging for excuses. So let me be blunt here. You are asking this kind of questions because you are trying to justify yourself for not taking action, not putting in the effort. You are using age as an excuse. You are afraid of failure. One of the greatest regret on the deathbed is you didn't chase your passions. So don't ask, just do it. So let's summarize it. There are indeed stupid questions. You just can't expect to get anything good from it. It's just so dumb. So really, always remember to think twice before you ask. And I always believe that if you keep on asking quality questions, then your life will be a lot better because you get better answers from, you get better feedback. So tell me what you think about this video. if you have any question, feel free to ask and I'll definitely answer it. And if you like that video, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out. And I'll see you again next week. Signing off.